Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to be talking about systems of inequalities word problems in Khan Academy. This is a great supplement to systems of inequalities, and this is specifically talking about word problems, which you'll see on most standardized tests. So let's go ahead and get started. So the question asks, a sundae requires 3 ice cream scoops and 4 strawberries, and a milkshake requires 2 ice cream scoops and 6 strawberries. Ramses wants to make sundaes and milkshakes with at most 25 ice cream scoops and 37 strawberries. Let S denote the number of sundaes he makes and M the number of milkshakes he makes. Write an inequality that represents the condition based on the number of ice cream scoops. Okay? So we say S is the number of sundaes and M is the number of milkshakes. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and get our variables ready here, okay? So we know we're going to need an M and an S. And the first thing is talking about ice cream scoops. So we know that it says at most 25 ice cream scoops. Okay, so we don't want anything more than 25. It can equal 25, but nothing more. So anything we write has got to be less than 25, okay? Now we're talking about ice cream scoops. So we're saying a sundae requires 3 ice cream scoops. Okay, we don't care about the strawberries right now because we're only worried about ice cream scoops, and we know it requires at most 25. So we know it takes 3, let's see, sundaes he makes. So 3 and then S. Okay, where did I get that 3S from? It says right here at the top, a sundae requires 3 ice cream scoops, okay? We're talking about ice cream scoops only, and the sundae requires 3 of them, okay? Now, we're going to add this to the number of milkshakes. So how many scoops does a milkshake require? A milkshake requires 2 ice cream scoops. So we're going to put plus 2 and then M. So 3 scoops for the sundae, 2 scoops for the milkshake, and it has to be less than or equal to 25. It says at most 25 ice cream scoops, okay? So we're done with our first inequality. Now our second one. Now we're only concerned with the number of strawberries, okay? We already talked about the scoops. Now we're talking about strawberries, okay? We already know that it says no more than 37 strawberries. It says at most 37. So 37 is going to be the number, and it has to be less than or equal to that, okay? 37 is the maximum. So now let's talk about how many strawberries are required in a sundae. It says in a sundae, it requires 4 strawberries, okay? So 4 strawberries for every sundae. So any sundae we make, we're going to multiply that by 4. And that will tell us the number of strawberries we need in our sundaes, okay? For example, if we made 2 sundaes, obviously that would be 8 strawberries because it would be 4 times 2. We're going to add this to the number of strawberries we need for a milkshake. So it says a milkshake requires 6 strawberries. So we're going to add this to 6. We're going to change this to S. So now we have 4S. Oops, sorry. That's M because we're talking about milkshakes. Sorry, delete. Okay, we're talking about milkshake, 6 strawberries for every milkshake, and it needs to be less than 37 total strawberries. Let's check our answer. There we go, okay? Move on to the next question. We say, Ksenia wants to chop broccoli and carrots for a competition. Her goal is to chop at least 20 vegetables, condition A. So that's the blue region, with a time limit of 540 seconds. Condition B, okay? The graph represents the constraints on the number of carrots C and broccoli B. Okay. What is this least number of carrots Kinesia must chop to meet both conditions? Okay, so first we need to identify which one are, let's see, carrots. So carrots is C. So that's our x-axis. So we're looking here, we're only really concerned about the x-axis and what number is the minimum there, okay? Now, when we're talking about meeting both constraints, that means we're looking for the intersection of these 2 shaded regions, okay? So where do you see an intersection of the 2 shaded regions of B and A? Well, it's anywhere you see this dark green here. So let me get out my pencil, okay? Anywhere you see dark green. So that's in this area right here, okay? Now, if we're only concerned about this axis C, this is carrots. What is the minimum number of carrots for this green region? Well, that's right here. It starts right here. Obviously, in 15, we have this region. 20, we have this region. 25, we have this region. Okay, but it starts at 10. So at least 10 carrots, and then, of course, we could have 15, 20, and more, but at least we need 10 carrots. So let's go ahead and pick 10, and there we go. Okay, let's go ahead and do one more, just so you can understand every one of these types of problems. Astrid wants to buy pumpkins and watermelons. She wants to buy more than 10 fruits, and she has a budget of $117. P plus W needs to be bigger than 10, represents the number of pumpkins and watermelons Astrid should buy to get more than 10 fruits. 5P plus 3.5W is less than or equal to 117, represents the number of pumpkins and watermelons she can buy on her budget of $117. Does Astrid meet both of her expectations by buying 7 pumpkins and 3 watermelons? So let's define our variables here. So 7 is the number of pumpkins, so that's P, and watermelons is W, and we want 3. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to plug in these two values into both inequalities, okay? So into both inequalities. So for the first one, we're going to write 7 instead of P, plus 3 instead of W, and we're going to see if that's bigger than 10. 10 is greater than 10. That is not true. So in the first equation, it is not met. Okay, now let's look at our second one, because we're going to have to know for both. So we do 5.5 times P, which is 7, plus 3.5 times W, which is 3, and we're going to see if that's less than or equal to 117. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get my calculator out to help me with this. 5.5 times 7, that gives me 38.5. We're going to add that to 3.5 times 3. That gives me 10.5. And we're going to see if that's less than 117. It's obviously less than 117. Okay, by how much? 49. It's definitely less than equal to 117. So the second condition is met, but the problem is the first one was not. So how can we express that with this multiple choice? Astrid meets both of her expectations? No. Astrid buys the expected number of fruits, but she goes beyond her budget. She does not go beyond her budget. Astrid stays within her budget, but she doesn't buy the expected number of fruits. That's our answer. And there we go. Hope you found this video helpful for answering these questions in Khan Academy, and I'll see you next time.